Hi, Jim. This is Jason. I don't have my video on, but hi.
Hi,
Hi, Jim.
can you hear me?
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
Okay. Hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
okay. Hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
okay. Hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
okay. Hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello,
This is Jason. I'm good. I don't have my video on, but hi.
hi,
Hi, Jim.
hello. I'm just hearing a loop.
Hi, Jim.
Hello. I'm just hearing a loop.
Hi, Jim.
Hello. I'm just hearing a loop.
Hi, Jim.
Hello. I'm just hearing a loop. Dewey, you're muted.
Hi, Jim.
Hello. I'm just hearing a loop.
You
Just
just
hearing
said
the
you're
same thing
muted.
over and over.
Joe, you were unmuted, but
Dewey, you're muted.
Hi, Jim.
I'm good.
Hello.
Sure.
I'm just hearing a loop. Can you hear me?
You
Just
just
hearing the
said you're
same thing over
muted.
and over.
Joe, you were unmuted, but
Dewey, you're muted.
Hi, Jim.
I'm good.
Hello.
Sure. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hear me okay? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. Reginald is coming on. Testing 1, 2. This is the voice check. Dewey testing, hosting, moderator. Testing 1, 2. We okay? Shaking heads, yes. Looks like we are. Thank you. You get your board all turned off, right? Keep everything off. Yep. Good to go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
This Dewey.
Good, good, Dewey.
Good to see you. Got you up and going. I can hear
Everyone.
you. I can hear you good.
Good. I haven't been wearing earplugs, so I got to get used to this. We normally just talk straight to the computer, so
Yeah.
if you see me do like this, it's only because I'm trying to fix it.
I'll just say your ear itches. You'd be good.
All right, very good.
I'll have
Gentlemen, how
each of
y'all
you,
doing tonight?
good. I'll have you each do opening comments and then I'll start throwing questions at you.
All right, now don't throw us a curveball now.
I don't have any. I'll ask you if you heard about COVID-19.
Oh, man.
Yes. We might be
I'd say-
having nightmares right now.
Yeah. Announce anything you're ready to announce or you're comfortable with, whatever you want. So,
I'm not comfortable really announcing anything the way it's going.
oh well, you're doing good. I'll ask you everything about what's the plan looking ahead, what have you had to do with schools, meals you've served, same thing for MATC. And whatever you do, I might hear something and do a follow-up question. I'll have you, each of you be up on the screen when you're speaking. So when I'm introducing the next guest, I'm going to say who I'm going to next. I'll make that pretty clear.
Okay.
We still got quite a ways. We got 15 minutes yet.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, this is Jason Schlitz. Wanted to let you know that right now we are live on YouTube. We actually bounced this off of YouTube and run it back through the JC post, but just kind of keep in mind from this point forward, just kind of pretend that we're live. Don't get a big glass of scotch in front of you or anything, or have people running in the background or anything like that. But we will be live shortly, and thanks for being a part of it. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't you be clicking nothing to it.
Hello,
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dewey. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Very
Looking forward to
good.
this.
Well,
We'll
good
get
to-
going in just a few minutes, but I told the others we'll let you each make kind of an opening statement, comment, 2 or 3 minutes, whatever you need.
Okay,
Yeah, 30 seconds, whatever you want, and then
All
I'll
right.
ask questions.
okay,
Any-
sounds good.
And
Thank
if
you.
anyone sends in a question on Facebook, we'll pass it on to you.
Okay.
Go about 30 minutes.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. I'm gonna check my headphones here.
Okay.
Dewey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Loud and
very
clear.
good. Very good. Thank you.
I think we're good to go that way.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Tell them it's 4 minutes.
4 minutes until we start. And good evening, everyone, and welcome to our very first Junction City Virtual Town Hall. I'm Dewey Terrell, the moderator for our forum tonight. And this is kind of a new era for us here at JC Post. The broadcasters, audiences, we're getting used to new ways of delivering and experiencing news. And we're going to open a series of 3 of these virtual town halls right here with our guests this evening. Now, before we do that, I want to recognize Mickey Finero, Dean of the Junction City Area Chamber of Commerce. This was her idea, and we've had a lot of help from the folks at Eagle Radio putting this together. Ron Field, Dan Engel, Jason Slitz have all been instrumental in helping us prepare for tonight's forum. So here we go, the very first time. And I do want to recognize the panelists. This week, we're focusing on education. And I would do a drum roll here, but they didn't give me a drum. So I will start with the names. And I'll introduce you. We'll have Adrian Douglas, Dr. Adrian Douglas, the president of Cloud County Community College. We've got Dr. Reginald Eggleston, the superintendent of schools for Gary USD 475, and James Jeanette, the president of the Manhattan Area Technical College. And folks, I'd like to welcome you in, and thanks for participating in our virtual town hall.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
It's good to have you all here. Now, here's the plan tonight. We'll let each of you make some opening comments, however long you choose to go, and then I'll start asking some questions. And if folks listening or watching would like to submit questions, you can do that via the 107.9 FM 1420 KJCK Facebook page. That'll come into me on Messenger, and I'll pass those questions along to our panelists. We'll go for about 30-40 minutes here this evening on JC Post. Let's start with James Jeanette, and we'll introduce you, sir. Thank you for participating. First of all, I appreciate it.
I appreciate the invitation, and would like to say on behalf of Manhattan Tech College, we never really shut down. This particular COVID-19 issue hit right at spring break. And as a tech college, we've been investing in technology pretty heavily the last 3 years. So we switched to online delivery of our classes. And starting today, we actually have limited students on campus to finish skills lab. We're working with the county health department. We're establishing all the proper protocols. Summer session is open for enrollment based on online courses. And we're looking at appropriate enrollment and on-campus attendance in the fall, but we're prepared for whatever happens. The cool thing about MATC with skilled technical education, students get into programs that lead to good paying needed jobs. And I would also like to point out the tech colleges and the community colleges in the state work very well together. Dr. Douglas and I have had several conversations. There's a lot of things we're hoping we can do to support Dr. Eggleston and the Junction City School District.
Okay, let's go to Dr. Reginald Eggleston for his opening comments.
Well, let me first say good evening to everyone, to my colleagues, Dewey. Thank you for this opportunity to share with the community and surrounding area just a lot of the great things that are happening in all of our institutions. First, I just want to say how proud I am of all of my teachers, administrators, and staff for their resilience and ability to continue serving our community and our young people. It has been a tremendous effort. We're looking at 7,300 to 7,400 students. And so trying to ensure that all students are engaged and have the resources that they need has been a tremendous effort, but it has been a joint effort, an effort with collaboration and cooperation, grounded and rooted in everything that we've been doing. So I'm just proud of everyone and how much we've been able to accomplish to this point, and looking forward to finishing strong the rest of the school year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eggleston. Now let's go to Dr. Adrian Douglas, the president of Cloud County Community College. Hello,
Absolutely.
good evening.
Hello, thank you so much, Julie, for having me. It's really a pleasure to be able to participate in a panel like this. During these unprecedented times that we are experiencing with COVID-19, it has been an experience, but as my colleagues have stated, I can't say enough about our faculty and staff and how, they've just really made this transition and just really kind of taken the bull by the horns and really stepped up to be able to continue to serve our students. Just like Jim stated, this kind of hit us right at spring break. And so our students really never returned from spring break. We wanted to be sure that we were making decisions that was going to keep everybody safe. We wanted to be sure that we were being proactive in those things. And so we eventually we went to online learning with everyone. And then we actually moved all of our campus operations to be functioning remotely. And that has just been a tremendous feat, but our staff has really stepped up and have really operated very well in that. So like Jim stated, we have continued to service our students, community colleges, technical colleges, and all. We've never closed. And so that's been really interesting to be able to work through, but we're excited to be able to find different innovative and creative ways to be able to continue to service our students. And we're excited about the partnerships that we have with both of my colleagues here, and look forward to the things that we can continue to do and serve our students in the future.
We'll keep Dr. Douglas on screen here, prominent for a few moments, but when the word came down that COVID-19 was here, schools are going to have to stop using facilities, I'm guessing there were some interesting meetings and that things had to be decided in a hurry.
Absolutely. It was just, it was really kind of like a whirlwind. I mean, we had to really kind of huddle up and really figure out what's going to happen. I mean, you can imagine having faculty who were not ready or even prepared, who were teaching face-to-face classes and who weren't ready to necessarily shift to a transition of completely online classes. And the same with the students. I mean, it was something that they were going to have to make a transition for as well. But we got together, we looked at the severity of the situation, or what it looked like was coming. There were many unknowns. Things were changing just daily. I mean, sometimes even hourly, and but trying to really make decisions that was going to help to keep all of our folks safe. We knew that in Cloud County and Geary County as well, if we were to bring our students back, coming back from spring break and wherever they may have been, that could be potentially really, really bad for our community, our seniors there. And so we didn't want to take that chance with anyone. So it was really getting together and making some serious decisions that we knew could potentially impact our communities in a good or bad way, depending on what we did.
Now, you already had been teaching some classes virtually. That's been going on for a long time online. Did that help in this transition?
Yes, that helped very well. I mean, we had faculty who were already accustomed to doing that. And so for those who weren't as accustomed, everybody really jumped in. If somebody had a question about how to do something, how to whatever, there was just this collaboration and this level of collegiality that I had not seen just ever before. And there was no complaining, and there was, it was just, we need to do what we need to do in order to be able to continue to provide quality education to our students. And that's been at the forefront of everything that we've done from this point.
How many students are we talking about? Junction City and then Concordia also?
Yes, well, Junction City, Concordia, and our online students, we're talking about about 2,800 students.
How many would there be in Geary County? Any guess on that or estimate?
I'm not sure with the Geary County campus alone. I'd have to really get those numbers and pull those. But yeah,
a few hundred.
Yes, a few hundred. Yes.
Okay, we'll come back to you and talk about future plans and what you'll be doing as we go through this COVID-19 recovery phase. Now we'll bring in the superintendent of schools for Geary USD 475, Dr. Reginald Eggleston. Reginald, good evening.
Well, good evening. As alluded to or stated earlier, we were all in spring break when everything took place. Actually, the local health department had already notified us that we would not be starting school the following week. And so we began putting plans in place, and we had met with them even during the first week while we were out to figure out if we would be going to school the next week. And so we had been notified that the second week of school, we would be closed as well, actually prior to the governor making her declaration. So I commend our local health department for their efforts. Actually, they were ahead of most communities across the state. And that actually gave us, the school district, an opportunity to make preparations early as far as getting our e-learning platform up and running. Initially, we had closed all of our schools, but we opened our buildings for 4 days to allow teachers and students the opportunity to retrieve all of their personal items, computers, and any teaching materials that the instructors would need. From there, students had the opportunity to use different tools that they were already familiar with when it comes to the technology. That gave us about 2 weeks to train teachers on the e-learning platform and to ensure that they had all the resources they needed. In addition to that, I have to compliment my IT department, because we were able to then disseminate hotspots to all of our students and teachers who had spotty or inconsistent Wi-Fi. And that has been an exercise or a practice that we've been doing for about the last 3.5 weeks, just to ensure everyone has accessibility to what we've been doing. I also have to compliment our child nutrition program. Just last week, we passed out or distributed over 14,000 meals to students across the district and the city. So it really forced us to take off in a quick and fast way. But I have to compliment the staff again. Everyone has been all hands on deck and really doing everything possible in order to make our continuous learning plan as well as our food service program the very best that we possibly can during this time.
I think many of those students probably really depend on that food. You're giving them lunch and breakfast for the next morning.
That is correct. And we also have a great deal of volunteers who have been working alongside with us. Each week, I actually meet with the Ministerial Alliance. And so they have been picking up meals, taking them to daycares throughout the city as well. That is one of the areas that the governor and our state commissioner has asked all school districts to participate in, is trying to provide some type of service to our local daycares, because we're all in this together and we're all trying to support the same families. And so we're just making resources available as much as we possibly can.
I've seen some of the numbers. It looks like you're getting pretty good attendance for the e-learning online.
Well, we are very pleased with the efforts of all included. A story was done about 2 weeks ago, and we've had up to 93% participation with all of our students, and we've been very proud of that. Of course, we know that the human interaction is what we would prefer, and that technology never takes the place of that. But during these times when we just are forced to be separated, having individuals engaged has been so important. And I do want to say thank you to our teachers and administrators, because they have been reaching out to students who, let's say someone just had some difficulty. They've been reaching out to their parents, connecting with them, ensuring that we can provide whatever technical support possible. So I think the interaction that's happening from teachers, counselors, social workers, administrators, I think that's what's helping us maintain the level of participation and engagement that we are experiencing right now.
You know, involving everyone in the technology, including the students and their families, for some, that's pretty scary.
It is. It's different. It's something that we haven't had to solely rely on as far as our interaction with each other, as well as our dependence on learning from technology. So I know a lot of parents have shared their the learning curve that they're going through and have used our helpline for assistance. And so I think it has been just a tremendous learning experience for all involved, whether it's the parents, the teachers, all of us have just learned so much from this experience.
Of course, the helpline information is posted at USD 475 Facebook, and you can go there for a lot of assistance. We'll try to keep you updated as well at JC Post. Let's now go over to the president of Manhattan Area Technical College, James Jeanette, and you had to be scrambling like everybody else. You go on spring break and come back and nobody's there.
Well, you know, it's kind of like my golf game. Sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm lucky. The best thing is when I'm good and lucky. 3.5 years ago, MATC got a federal Title III grant. And one of the big components of that was to help us move our lectures and many of our courses online. And so for a tech college, we were pretty prepared for that. We weren't prepared for the impact, and yet we were prepared to jump into this. So we extended spring break for a week to give my instructional administrators time to work with faculty. Again, our faculty, like both my colleagues here, the faculty of all of our institutions and our support staff have been incredible. You know, the healthcare workers in this country, in our region, are true heroes, but so are our teachers and our support staff in education. It's been phenomenal. I've got 2 kids in the Manhattan School District, and I've had to relearn 9th grade algebra, which I still hate, but I've helped my young'un with it.
I'm with you on this. I'm good.
Yeah. So our faculty really stepped up to the plate. Our general education and business courses, totally online. The concern with tech colleges, of course, is when you have the skills labs, like in welding, air conditioning, auto technology, you can't do those online. But our faculty in all those areas worked hard to do as much as they could through demonstrations on our online platform. As of last week, we had done over 1,000 Zoom meetings with students, teachers, et cetera. The State Board of Nursing gave approval to the nursing programs in the state to get the students through this semester without clinical engagement. So they didn't have to go out to the hospitals this semester. And that's helping all of the colleges with nursing programs complete helping get those workers out into the field. So starting tomorrow, we have 8 different programs coming on campus in staggered times, 10 meetings, sections of 10 or less. And they will finish their skills labs over the next few weeks to finish the spring semester. And these are people, again, in essential positions as welders, air conditioning, electric power, computer networking specialists, et cetera. And one of the funny things with this COVID-19, while it is disastrous for the economy, at the same time, many businesses are looking for workers. You still need people that can handle computer networks and cybersecurity. You still need people who can fix air conditioning and so on. So as a tech college, we've been, like I said, good, lucky, and I think blessed and able to adapt to this. The faculty adapting to it. I've sat in on a couple of their professional development meetings we've had by Zoom. And it's been exciting to hear them talking about, here's what I've learned in this experience that I want to continue even afterwards. And that's really helped us look ahead as far as what we do for summer and fall, realizing many of these barriers or restrictions may come back into place. We're more prepared to handle that and still get students the training they need to get out and get a good job.
Of course, they got a template to follow if we get a second surge or a third surge.
We do.
You know what to do. Are you making it okay budget-wise? I mean, this is a hit on a lot of people.
It is. We're good, lucky, and blessed. We have not had to furlough or lay anybody off. One of the advantages, I would say, it's probably helped each of our institutions a little bit. You know, we're not spending as much. We're not buying some consumables. We're not spending as much on utilities by having people work remotely. Of course, nobody's traveling. So in our particular case, that's helped us to come through this financially, I would say, decently. You know, I'm not going to say we haven't been hurt, but the impact financially has been fairly minimal to this point. Our application numbers for fall have continued to be strong. And I think Dr. Douglas would agree, especially students in going into a technical program of study, they know what they want to do. They're not trying to figure it out. So I think enrollment, I think we're going to be okay. There's always room for more. Dr. Douglas and I both represent the two-year colleges. I represent all the tech colleges in the state this year as their president of our council. And we had a meeting by Zoom last Friday. And one of the messages we wanted to get out is the two-year college sector is never shut down. We are delivering classes, we're delivering services, and we're here for summer and fall enrollment. We have ways to do these things with safety and to do these things with quality and integrity so that students come out with a quality learning experience. So I feel very sorry for our university colleagues because the universities, this is a hit. But the two-year colleges were pretty nimble, flexible, lean, and mean. So we're coming through as good as we can.
Had you ever done Zoom meetings before?
I've done, what's been funny, I told my board the other night, most days I'm doing this. I have my tablet over here. I'm usually on Microsoft Teams at the same time, and then I'm checking emails on my phone. So I'm probably 3 times as productive in the middle of all this using all these meetings.
So you've got an efficiency advantage. Thank you.
There
We'll
you
come
go.
back to you. We'll come back. Let's go to Dr. Douglas. I kind of want to go down the path. Where are we going from here for Cloud County Community College? What are you thinking for this summer? Possibilities for fall? We don't really know all the answers yet.
Absolutely, Dewey. So for the summer, we're going to be working with going to online and Zoom offerings for our courses, similar to kind of keeping and continuing with what we're doing now. So we will look at servicing our students that way. We are looking at what we're going to do for the fall. As Jim has stated, we are going to be certainly remain open and ready to serve our students, whether it's going to be face-to-face or some other mode. We're looking at that because there are so many unknowns right now. And so we are planning for, as we like to say, plans, B through Z. So we'll have a plan A, but we're also looking at B through Z so that we can try and be prepared for everything. And so what we have learned is that we are nimble and we are flexible and able to be able to make adjustments. And we've learned things from this, and we are going to be able to take some things that we've learned and continue to do them as we move forward. And that will help and come into play as we determine what it is that we might need to do, or what we might need to be, or what we might need to look like for the fall. And so we will have all of those things in place and continue to be able to help. We've tried to be sure that we continue to offer those student services for our students. So we have Zoom advising, we have mental telehealth for our students, as everybody has been kind of experiencing all of these different things and having different feelings and emotions. So we offered those services to our students as well. So we are just looking at really how we can take care of our students holistically in this new normal that we're going to all have to be able to adapt to.
Okay. If you do have a question and you're watching our virtual town hall, you can go to 107.9 FM, 1420 KJCK Facebook and Messenger, and you can send us a question. Dr. Douglas, has education changed in your mind forever because of what's happened the last 6 weeks?
I do believe it has. I don't believe that we will ever go back to the way that we were. I think this has forced many in education to operate out of their comfort zone, to operate in methods and modes that they didn't ever think that they may. And now that they are, I believe it's really opened us up to be able to explore those things further. So I'm really excited about, the future of that. I'm excited about how that's going to come into play as we work with these colleagues from the high school and the technical schools to the universities, how all of this comes together to really be able to create offerings that's going to really help our students be able to do whatever it is that they want to do. Specifically for Geary County, we are working with the tech ed group to just kind of really through the chamber to help to identify what the technical needs of this area may be. We're working with the high school on some things to be able to partner with some offerings on some technical things. The same thing with Jim with Manhattan Tech. We are developing a specific marketing plan that is unique to our Geary County campus, as well as an enrollment management plan also. We realize that Cloud County Community College is one college with two locations, and those two locations have completely separate needs. And so we want to be sure that we are responsive to the needs of this community. And so that's why those marketing plans and enrollment plans are going to be specific to what we determine the needs to be for this area.
Thank you very much. Let's go to Dr. Eggleston now for a few comments. And you have a virtual commencement coming up. That's something you had to do because you didn't really have much option. You can't use the school buildings. Let's bring in Dr. Reginald Eggleston.
Well, first and foremost, everything that we're trying to do at this point is focused on safety and ensuring that all of our staff and our students are safe in everything and in every effort that we're possibly making. So yes, about 3 weeks ago, my administrative staff, principal, and her staff over at Junction City High School approached me and said that they were interested in a virtual graduation. And so I know Ms. Sharp has been on Zoom conference calls with over 100 principals throughout the state of Kansas on a weekly basis through our association with the School Board Association in Topeka. And so many of our school districts, fellow sister school districts, will be hosting or conducting virtual graduations, which will give us an opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of our students in a very safe manner. We've also had the senior class sponsors and senior class officers meeting in order to develop a program, an additional program after graduation, so that all of the seniors can come back together once the pandemic has been, I guess we can't say totally vanquished, but definitely when conditions are more conducive for groups to get together. And so we're just trying to do our part in order to, again, celebrate their accomplishment, but then again, give them at a later date and time an opportunity to come back and celebrate face-to-face in a group fashion.
I think a lot of them would appreciate that. If all goes well on COVID-19 recovery and everything has to fall into place, June 15th could be the day where we get a free get out of jail card, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But what about summer school? I've been wondering about that. Did we got different options there to look at it?
Well, at this present moment, we're going to provide support to our students who need it. And so we are already working on that. My teaching and learning department has already been putting plans in place so that we can connect with any of our students who may need some additional supports as we transition and make preparations for opening school in the fall. And as my colleagues have alluded to, we really don't know what the fall is going to be like, but we are making those preparations with a plan A, B, C, and so forth. So I think we're on the right track, and we're just trying to ensure that we have all of one, when we walk into the doors of our schools, facilities are clean, sanitized, and ready to receive students. Two, that we have the personnel needed in order to receive our students, and that all of our resources are available. So those are just some of the steps in the planning phase that we are looking at this present moment.
Now, hopefully you can use the school facilities in the fall, but you got to feel a little more confident now. You've been down this road and you've got an example of what you need to do.
Well, absolutely. We would hope we could go access the facilities, but if not, I think that the first 5 to 7 weeks have taught us a lot about our e-learning process. There have been many lessons learned. And so if we need to further this platform, we will be able to fine tune it and continue to use the practices that we have in place.
We did get notice in the Kansas State High School Activities Association, summer athletics can resume on June 1st, a lengthy conditioning process, and then they can have camps and do the things they normally do in the summer. That's got to be good news. I think your coaches are probably pretty excited.
I think it's very exciting. I know from a national standpoint, everybody is ready to go to what we call normal. There's been talk about baseball. There's been talk about all these other sports, tennis, golf, etc. So I think we really rely on the ability to have the sports in our lives. So I'm hoping that we're able to follow through with that. Of course, it all depends on if there's an increase or spike in confirmed cases. And I know that our health department will ensure that we're all aware of that as well.
Just recently, the NFL draft had 8.5 million viewers, an all-time record. People are craved just to anything sports. That's probably going to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Any final thoughts you've got as we kind of head down the stretch run here tonight? Things looking ahead at the school district, you still got challenges over the next few months.
Well, one of the challenges that we will have as a district, and all districts across the state, will be our budget for the upcoming year. Nothing for us to be alarmed about, but we may have to make some adjustments just to make sure that we have everything in place. I'm very optimistic about the task that my board and I will be taking on in the near future as we look at our budget and look at enrollment. I will say that enrollment opened for the district on May 1st. So we're asking everyone to go online and enroll their students. This gives us a projection as to the number of teacher units that we will need in each one of our buildings across the district. So we're excited about the upcoming school year, and yet we may have a few challenges, but I think this pandemic has strengthened our resilience, and we will definitely be able to work through it.
You can overcome this, you can deal with anything. Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to James Jeanette now. Kind of what's the thinking, the planning as you go toward the fall? I mean, I know there's unknowns out there, but where are you at right now?
I mean, big unknown is the virus, and does it scale down, or do these opening up steps make it worse? You know, there's some projections that look at either way. That's the biggest unknown. As I shared with my board and employees recently, the other two unknowns for us are, you know, what's the impact on the state budget? We know there's going to likely have to be some budget cuts at some point, probably this fall. And then enrollment. Are students going to be afraid to go back to school? are afraid of higher education. We hope not. On the first part, on the state funds, none of the technical colleges have local taxing authority. None of us get property taxes, sales tax, anything from our service areas. In our particular case, we get about a little less than 1/3 of our budget from the state. Everything else is paid by our students. So we're able to withstand a state cut somewhat better. It still hurts. Depends upon what enrollment does. For 2018 into 2019, MATC had the largest percentage headcount increase of any college or university in the state last fall. We grew by almost 17%. A lot of reasons. Again, we train people to get good jobs. Tech programs, whether it's at a community college or tech college in this state, the opportunities for the students are unbelievable. There was a study that came out right before the end of last year from the Georgetown University, and it was a longitudinal study looking at the return on investment of higher education. And in the state of Kansas, one of the objects they looked at were 40-year net present value of your higher education. What's it play out over 40 years in terms of what do you get out of it? And the top 5 colleges in the state of Kansas for that 40-year return on investment, well, of course, 2 of them were KU and K-State. That would be predictable. But the other three in the top 5 were all tech colleges. Washburn Tech was number 1, KU number 2, K-State 3, Manhattan Tech 4, and North Central Tech number 5. And so there's been, over the last several years, there's been quite a mindset changing about tech ed. In the old days, it was VOTech, and it's where you sent somebody because they weren't smart enough to go to college. That's not the case anymore. Tech programs, technical colleges, and the tech programs, community colleges, we need smart students because they're working with technology, with data, and that's how the world works. And so we've all seen increases in interest in the number of students. We're working actively with Manhattan School District. They're one of 5 pilot school districts in the state for a project called Work-Based Learning, working with Randy Watson. It's an item from the Governor's Education Council, and I sit on that for the tech colleges. So we're working with Manhattan School District about implementing work-based learning in a career academy. We're getting ready to renovate and open a center in Wamego for tech ed, especially to help the area high schools over there. As I mentioned, we've had meetings with Mickey, with Dr. Douglas, with Dr. Eggleston. Manhattan Tech's very interested. What can we do to help Junction City and Gary County? We're not the total answer, and I don't want to get in anybody else's way, but we have things that can benefit that county in terms of workforce to help economic development. So we're very open to partnerships, collaborations, because the need for tech workers isn't going away. So we're here to help. We just want to work with you.
That's what I'm hearing from all 3 of you. Partnerships, collaboration are absolute keys. Folks, we're about out of time, and we will have more of these virtual town halls the next 2 Monday evenings. We'll post them up on JC Post. You can go back and watch it, listen to it if you choose. We'll be on at 6 o'clock each of the next 2 Monday evenings, May 11th and May 18th. I'd like to thank our panelists, and also like to thank some folks who have helped with this, Jason Slitz, Ron Field, Dan Engel, and in our studios tonight, the man who has directed the entire show, made it possible for us to do this, a little bald-headed buddy, Matt Barnes. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your participation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Thank
You
you
as
so
well.
much. Be safe, everyone.
Absolutely. Stay safe.